there are people that wear the MAGA hat and like what the MAGA hat represents. Are you afraid about alienating them? They could be fans of the show.
Alienate yourselves. Yeah. Go and alienate. You have my blessing. No, I could give a
Living legend Larry David is picking up his criticism of Donald Trump and the MAGA base where he left off by hitting Trump where he hurts the most, his fragile ego.
You can't go a day without thinking about what he's done to this country because he's such a little baby that he's thrown 250 years of democracy out the window by not accepting the results of an... I mean, it's so crazy. He's such a sociopath. He's so insane. He just couldn't admit to losing. And we know he lost. He knows he lost. And look how he's fooled everybody. He's convinced all these people that he didn't lose. He's such a sick man. He's so sick. Anyway, no, it hasn't impacted me at all.
Trump's entire brand is fueled solely by the fraudulent persona he has built for himself since entering the public spotlight decades ago. And like Larry David pointed out, he's duped so many people at this point that he could do literally anything, and his loyal minions would still stand behind him.
Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible.
But if a jury convicts him, would that change your opinion of him at all? Is there anything that could happen that could lose your support for him?
Not at all. Not anything that they're trying to bring up. No.
So if he goes to jail, still president in jail is fine with you?
Absolutely.
Would you rather have Donald Trump in jail as president or Joe Biden in the Oval Office?
I will take Donald Trump anywhere. Jail, it doesn't matter. I will absolutely take him over Biden any day.
There are 91 federal and state indictments against him. If he's found guilty by a jury in any of those, what do you think should happen to him? Should he be allowed to serve as president? Should he be allowed to run? And would you still support him if he's convicted by juries?
I'd vote for Trump if he's sitting in a prison cell, period. He absolutely should still be allowed to run, but they should not, when I say they, I mean all the people that are prosecuting him should not be allowed to be doing any of this stuff while he's running for president.
You rather have him as president from jail or Biden as president from the White House?
I'd rather have Mickey Mouse in the White House than Biden, if that answers your question. But if he's in jail, absolutely, 100%.
It should go without saying that a prison sentence shouldn't disqualify you from running for president. But when it comes to planning to overthrow the government and eliminating one of the only crumbs of actual democracy that we have left, you shouldn't be this enthusiastic to support that candidate.
You think it was stolen?
I was definitely stolen. No doubt about it.
Well, there's some doubt, right? Because President Biden's the president now, and 60 courts said it wasn't, and here we are.
Those were procedural dismissals. Yeah. Right. So I don't think, many affidavits, they keep saying there's no evidence. The definition of an affidavit is evidence. The word evidence appears in that definition. So to dismiss all of that evidence, and they do it all the time. So it's absurd.
There's too many people that are ready to go now.
When you say, what does that mean? Can you be specific?
Civil war.
You think it'll be a civil war if Trump loses again?
Oh, yes, I do. I know with people that I talk to, I'm a churchgoer, and I love God more than my life. But there are things that I do for God that I don't do for anybody else. And this is one thing. I know that God needs some help here, but I can sure talk.
Now, I had somebody tell me that they would take a bullet for Donald Trump.
I think I would too, because I'm not that young. If I was young, I'd never say that. But I would too. I mean,
we don't want to lose your wisdom to that.
But I don't know what it is about him. He's got that charisma, says it like it is, never backs down. He never says anything that he shouldn't.
Do you want to take that one back?
I know you've heard it, but I never hear those things.
This woman is a perfect encapsulation of how Trump's ego and public facade have infected so many people and have done so much damage to the country since he rose to power. And it's actually pretty easy to figure out why his followers are so brainwashed when you take a look at the garbage they feast on coming out of his mouth.
And I look now, even last night I was saying it, I said, I don't care, Andrew Jackson or anybody else, nobody has, when you think of the fake things, nobody's been treated like Trump in terms of badly. Russia, Ukraine, everything was a scam. And it literally starts the new one. As you win one, you start the other. Impeachment hoax number one, impeachment hoax number two. All hoaxes and scams.
It was a rigged election. The votes came in, then they added a lot of votes to it. You saw it. It was a totally rigged election. They know it, too. The only thing they don't want people talking about that election. Even Fox is afraid to talk about it. They're all afraid to talk about it.
We did much better in 2020. I did millions and millions of votes more in 2020. I did much better. And you can cut this if you want, but the election was rigged. Fox may want to cut that one out, but that's okay.
Well, I would just say it hasn't been proven in court.
Well, it was so rigged. It was so crazy. But we're going to do it again.
And they indicted me on It's all I don't think that's harshly. I think they truly hate me more than anybody that's ever lived. Hillary Clinton broke the law, and she didn't get indicted. Joe Biden broke the law, and in many other ways we're finding out, and so far has not gotten indicted. I did everything right, and they indicted me.
There's a lot to love here, but first off, if there are any stories we missed, if there are any that you would like to submit, get at me and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. DMs are open. Please, if you can, support us, become a channel member, and or go to tyt.com/join. As someone who has been following Curb since its inception and really appreciated some of those older parts of the series, what I will say is this. One thing that stands out to me, and we can't show it, obviously, because it's copyrighted, but when all of the Trumpisms came into play in American culture and the MAGA base prominently rose up, there was an episode where Larry did not want to go to lunch with this one guy who kept telling him over and over that they had to get lunch, and he found a way out. And in pure LD fashion, it was the MAGA cap. So he puts it on in the restaurant, receives looks, doesn't matter, because the only thing that's on his mind is he wants to be left alone. That is the constant with Larry David. He wants to be left alone. Does not want to go out of his way for just about anybody. So this guy walks in, and if you haven't seen it, please do. And I'll try to go back and I'll leave it in the description of the season and the episode. But when his friend comes in, he's wearing the MAGA hat. The guy cannot get over it, sits down, and after about 2 minutes, just leaves. Says, hey, I have somewhere to go. And Larry's like, oh, no. Oh, geez. You have somewhere to go. Oh, go ahead. And they never speak again. And Larry is just basking in his own reflected glory. There was also a report that I believe it was in the Hamptons or some well-off area where LD ran into Alan Dershowitz and reamed him out in a grocery store. Now that is the sort of energy that I think we need towards these people.